investigate Russia's meddling in the 2016 election, including any possible contacts between the Trump campaign and Moscow. Gunned down, the car crash taking a shocking turn, ending with gunfire. An 8-year-old girl shot and killed. Was it a case of road rage? The manhunt tonight. Prank horror, the freak accident involving a fire truck, a false alarm, and a fraternity party. Investigators looking at whether a prank played a role in the death of a female college student. Snapchat arson? The man accused of torching a country club and posting it on Snapchat to get back at the young woman who turned him down. And before they were stars, from Baywatch to reality TV, before they were the toast of Hollywood, they were who? A revealing look at some of the nominees.
This is ABC World News Tonight. Reporting tonight from Los Angeles.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday for a special edition of World News. I'm Tom Yamas reporting tonight from Los Angeles, and we begin with the latest developments into Russia's meddling into the presidential election. A leading Republican congressman now calling for a special prosecutor to oversee the investigation into possible contacts with Russia. And just moments ago, the president announcing on Twitter he will be breaking a White House tradition. We start with ABC's David Curley in Washington.
A new call tonight for an independent investigation as President Trump battles the media and reports of ties to Russia.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
The New York Times reported earlier this month the Trump campaign had numerous contacts with Russians connected to that country's intelligence community. Now, a senior Republican House member is calling for a special prosecutor to investigate, saying the Attorney General must recuse himself.
Jeff Sessions, who was on the campaign and who is an appointee. You're going to need to use the special prosecutor's statute and office to take, not just to recuse, you can't just give it to your deputy, that's another political appointee. You do have to do that.
Not only did the White House unsuccessfully ask the FBI to rebuff that report, tonight we've learned the White House also reached out to the Republican chairs of the intelligence committees, which are investigating such contacts, and asking them to talk to reporters. Representative Devin Nunes did, according to a spokesman. He told reporters he couldn't find evidence of the Times report. Senator Richard Burr, also contacted by the White House, did not comment, but his Democratic colleague Mark Warner says he has grave concerns about the White House effort. Tonight, the national debt is also on the president's mind.
We inherited a national debt that has doubled in 8 years. Think of it, $20 trillion. It's doubled.
That is true, but the tweet today suggesting the media has not reported the national debt went down by $12 billion in his first month, comparing that to the $200 billion in President Obama's first month, is misleading. President Obama took office at the height of the Great Recession. President Trump inherited a growing economy. And also tonight, more fallout from the battle with the media. Mr. Trump, who has been a guest, will not sit at the head table as president, tweeting, "I will not be attending the White House Correspondents' Dinner."
And David joins us live from the White House. The White House Correspondents Association responding to the president, putting out this statement saying they still look forward to the dinner, which is a, quote, celebration of the First Amendment. And today, the president, David, also encouraging his supporters to hold a rally, and he got a response back from Senator Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, a bit of a tweet war between Sanders and the president. The president tweeting that maybe if everyone who voted for him had their own rally, it would be the biggest of them all. Well, Bernie Sanders responded that they did, and it wasn't, and he tweeted side-by-side pictures of them all with President Trump's inauguration and one of President Obama's inaugurations. A bit of a back and forth between the two men. Tom?
Definitely a back and forth. All right, David, thanks so much. Next to the pivotal moment for the Democratic Party, leaders duking it out to choose a new national chair, a bitter and divided battle for the party still reeling from a big White House defeat. ABC's Gloria Rivera is in Atlanta for us tonight with the winner of that showdown.
The Democrats in a boisterous fight tonight over who will lead their embattled party. The winner, Tom Perez, Obama's former labor secretary, edging out Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison, who is a Muslim, a progressive, and one of the first to take a Trump run for presidency seriously back in July of 2015.
This man has got some momentum, and we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
In a show of unity, Perez offering Ellison the deputy job, and siding with him when it comes to investigating Donald Trump.
You're now seeing Republicans call for a special investigation of what happened in the run-up to the election. And I think there has to be an independent investigation.
Perez takes over after last year's scandal of leaked emails forced the resignation of Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
It's a tough road ahead. What does today mean for that?
Today is a new beginning. We move forward today.
After last November's crushing defeat of Hillary Clinton, the party now without its most powerful leaders. Obama in New York this week cheered like a winning candidate, highlighting the vacuum left behind.
President Trump chimed in on the race results this afternoon on Twitter. He offered his congratulations to Perez, but threw in a jab, saying he couldn't be happier for Perez or the Republican Party. Tom?
The president busy on Twitter today. All right, Gloria, thank you. And of course, much more on all of this tomorrow on This Week with House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi. Now to the homicide investigation in Houston, Texas, and the manhunt underway. Police say a collision at an intersection overnight erupted in gunfire, killing a little girl who was traveling in the car with her mother. ABC's Adrian Bankert has more.
Tonight, a manhunt and a mystery as to who shot and killed this third-grade honor student.
Never thought I'd be burying my 8-year-old daughter.
Police say early this morning, 2 or 3 cars were speeding down this Houston road. One, this white Pontiac, crashing with Toya Thomas's Honda Accord. Her 8-year-old daughter, Damari Adkins, in the back seat.
I said, "Are you okay?" She was asleep. She never even knew what happened.
Moments later, police say someone pulled out a gun, firing 8 shots, bullets flying into the back seat, hitting Damari.
Had to be a case of road rage or something. I don't know. But my daughter was innocent. She didn't deserve it.
The little girl was rushed to the hospital but did not survive.
She gone. I never get to wake up in the morning to go to school, talk to her. We always had conversations. And she always said, "Mom, I love you."
Authorities now on the hunt for the shooter and those involved. Police saying Damari and her mother were innocent bystanders.
She's an innocent child. I mean, that's the worst kind of victim.
Damari's family in anguish over the loss of their little girl, who they say had a bright future and loved playing the violin.
My daughter was full of life. Happy girl, witty, smart. She was just a fun-loving person. I can't watch her grow up.
An incredibly sad story. Adrian joins us live now. Adrian, does that area have traffic cameras, and could they possibly hold any clues to what happened there?
You know, Tom, police say there are cameras in the area, and they hope video evidence leads them to the shooter in this heartbreaking crime. Tom?
Adrian Bankert tonight. Adrian, thank you. Next to the tragic death on a college campus, at least 8 students arrested. State police in Connecticut say this 19-year-old girl lost her life following an off-campus fraternity party. ABC's Eva Pilgrim picks up the story.
Tonight, 8 University of Connecticut students facing charges after the tragic death of a fellow student.
On scene, nothing showing. Head and extinguisher discharged up here.
Investigators say firefighters were responding to a call when their SUV accidentally ran over 19-year-old Jeffney Pally, who'd fallen asleep against the firehouse garage door.
I actually knew her, so it was kind of like, I don't know, like I took it back. I was really surprised by it.
The accident killed Pally, authorities blaming her death on blunt injuries of the torso and head. The emergency call turned out to be a false alarm. 2 students allegedly stealing a fire extinguisher, both now facing charges. And that's not all. 6 more students at an off-campus Kappa Sigma party also facing charges for allegedly providing the alcohol to Pally. Investigators saying her blood alcohol level when she died was 0.25, more than 3 times the legal limit. Though in the arresting documents, one witness saying Pally showed up to the party with a water bottle filled with white wine, while another says there was a table set up in the driveway and the bouncer was checking IDs. There were wristbands for people over 21.
It's about sending a message, holding people accountable, and recognize that when you give someone alcohol, it can lead to deadly consequences.
The students posted bond and are due in court in March. Tom?
Eva, thank you. Now to that deadly poison attack overseas. Officials sweeping that airport tonight of any trace of deadly chemicals. Officials say one female suspect was paid $90 for her role in the bizarre incident, and police say she still maintains she thought it was all a reality show joke. ABC's Alex Marquardt reporting tonight from London.
Malaysian police tonight in protective gear sweeping for remaining traces of toxins in the Kuala Lumpur airport terminal, where Kim Jong-nam, the older estranged half-brother of dictator Kim Jong-un, was murdered. In surveillance video of the attack, a woman is seen rubbing her hand on the North Korean's face. Another woman then did the same. Tonight, both are in custody. One, an Indonesian, now claiming she thought the liquid she was given was baby oil, that it was part of a TV prank show for which she was paid around $90 in cash. Instead, it was VX, the deadliest nerve agent in the world, classified as a weapon of mass destruction.
It's one of the most lethal creations that man has ever come up with.
Just a drop of VX can be fatal, causing muscles to contract violently, inducing nausea and vomiting. As Kim Jong-nam reported the attack and then collapsed, the women allegedly washed their hands, one of them vomiting, and then made their escape.
Some experts believe that the reason the two female attackers weren't seriously harmed by this nerve agent is that they each had one of the two necessary compounds that make up VX. Separately harmless, but together can be extremely deadly. Tom?
An incredible case. All right, Alex, thank you. Now to the severe weather threat here at home. A system with strong winds now moving east. Hail making its mark south of Washington, D.C. Take a look there. Storms sweeping from North Carolina to New England with dramatic lightning strikes like this one in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano in our New York studio tracking it all. Rob, some 30 million people in the path right now.
That's right, and just now rumbling over top of our New York studios, some thunder. This line progresses off to the east, the southern flank of it now off the Jersey Shore, but the northern flank still strong, and that's heading into New England. It will weaken and clear out pretty rapidly, so the danger should be over in the next couple of hours. And then big changes on the way. By the way, this is all in response to that record heat fueling these storms, but that's going to be over as cold air moves in behind it. Teens and 20s for wind chills tomorrow, so hope you enjoyed the warmth. Meanwhile, out west, thankfully drier, but for the Oscars tomorrow, there's a chance of seeing some showers. It certainly will be cool around a prime time for the red carpet there at 4 p.m. Temperatures in the 50s, so not horrible, but not ideal, certainly for you hotshots out there in Tinseltown. Tom, back to you.
Rob, we'll hope for the best, but we will bring the umbrellas to the Oscars. Right. Thanks so much. And with that, we want to turn now to the big story here in Los Angeles, the Academy Awards, as Rob mentioned. Tomorrow night, the splashy celebration of the best in cinema. Certainly no stranger to politics, but some are saying this year may be shaping up to be one of the most political in memory. It's the season when Hollywood and politics collide, and Meryl Streep threw the first punch last month at the Golden Globes.
Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts.
President Trump punched back, tweeting, Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood.
Meryl Streep, I think, kind of opened up the opportunity for other winners, other nominees to speak out.
Just yesterday, the United Talent Agency forgoing their annual Oscar party, holding a rally instead. Here's actress Jodie Foster.
The first attack on democracy is an assault on free expression and civil liberties.
But past Academy Awards themselves might be the best predictor of what's in store for us.
We have a man sending us to war for fictitious reasons.
Marlon Brando even famously rejecting his Academy Award, having an actress of Native American descent make his point for him.
And the reasons for this being are the treatment of American Indians today by the film industry.
Should fireworks fly tomorrow night, we could hear from President Trump himself. He used Oscar night to vent in years past, once live tweeting, "The Oscars are a sad joke, very much like our president. So many things are wrong." Some of the president's supporters showed up in Hollywood today, yet more might spurn the limelight. Do you expect anybody to win tomorrow night and to support President Trump?
I talked to Trump supporters within the industry, and they have almost a reticence to speak out. They just don't want the blowback.
All the excitement right here tomorrow night, and we have much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. A fire at a country club, what the suspected arsonist did that landed him behind bars, why it involves social media. Plus, a developing story we're following, several injured in a multiple shooting incident. We'll have the latest. And what was the worst movie of the year? The Razzies have spoken. Stay with us.
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Edward Jones.
I know you're my financial advisor, but are you going to bring up that stock again?
Well, you need to think about selling some of it.
My dad gave me those shares, you know?
He ran that company.
I get it. But you know, I think you own too much. Got to manage your risk.
You got to switch to decaf.
An honest opinion, even if you disagree. With 14,000 financial advisors, it's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
With my moderate to severe Crohn's disease, I was always searching for ways to manage my symptoms. I thought I had it covered. Then I realized managing was all I was doing. When I finally told my doctor, he said Humira was for people like me, who've tried other medications but still experience the symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease. In clinical studies, the majority of patients on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure.